You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Barnstorming, brilliant game of football, electric blue in the derby, 6 on the bounce for Auckland FC, uncharted territory. Alex Paulson's goal finally breached, but it wasn't enough to silence the port, and it was not enough to lower the blue and black colours of the A-League's new boys. They stay perfect. They go marching on.
Yeah, as mentioned, one of the undoubted success stories on the sports field and off it of 2024 was the emergence of Auckland FC in their first A-League men's season. They won their first 6 matches, didn't concede a goal until the 6th one, went unbeaten for their first 7 matches and entered the new year 5 points clear at the top of the A-League ladder. In the stands, their fan base has grown from nothing to something pretty special, with 2 sellout crowds at Go Media Stadium and 4 others over 13,000. Auckland FC's Director of Football is a 2-time A-League champion himself with Sydney FC, Terry McFlynn, who joins us now. Thanks for your time, Terry. Are you where you thought you would be after 10 games?
Oh, look, going into the season, Jason, we were very optimistic with a lot of belief and a lot of trust in the group that we've assembled. We knew it was important in this league to get off to a good start, and thankfully we did that. And the boys have been fantastic from July 1 when we started pre-season. They've really bought into the project, and everyone's working really hard, and we're really pleased to be where we're sitting at the minute.
What do you think the foundations of your on-field success have been?
Oh, look, I think, there's a lot of honesty, a lot of trust in the system, trust in belief in the project and what we want to achieve. There's a real burning ambition within the club to be successful, and that stems right from the top. From the CEO, Nick Becker, really drives that ambition day in, day out. So, for us as a football department, we've got the best job in the world. You get to play football for a living and entertain people on a weekly basis. So the players have really bought into what we're trying to achieve, and we're just taking it game by game at this stage.
And in terms of the way the team is playing, what have been the key reasons for your on-field success in that regard? What do you like about this football team?
Oh, look, I think there's a real togetherness right across the whole group. I think you can see that, and from the first whistle to the last whistle, the boys never give up. They keep working for each other. They keep working for the club. They keep working for the supporters. And it's just a joy to come into work every day and see how hard these boys are working and getting the rewards on the weekend in terms of good performances. And on the back of good performances, you get good results.
Where do you think the growth areas or the improvement areas are, the main ones for this team?
Oh, look, I think we've got a lot of improvement to do. We're a brand new group. Like I said, we only started in July, so there's a lot of cohesion that still needs to take place over the coming weeks and months. And we continue to work on that day in, day out. As I said, the coaching staff, Steve Corrigan, Danny Hay, Jonathan Gould, Elias Bukaram, all the medical team, Beat Christie, they're doing an amazing job with all the players and fostering that relationships, fostering that cohesion and working together behind a common goal.
You've known Steve Corica for a very long time. You played together, of course, at Sydney FC. What are his strengths as a head coach?
Look, Stevie's a very, very good tactician. First and foremost, that's his job as a head coach, is to set the tactics for the team. He's very trusting of his staff. As I said, all the coaching staff are doing an amazing job with their departments, whether it's head of performance, whether it's assistant coach, goalkeeper coach, medical. There's a lot of trust in the group from Steve as the head coach. He empowers people. And I think you can see that in the freedom that the departments have, but also in the players as well. There's a real trust in the system. There's a real trust in the environment. And like I said, it's just a joy to come into work every day.
Danny Hay, you mentioned him there, assistant coach, of course, former All Whites head coach, and a guy who has been a head coach for a wee while in other environments. I guess there might have been a few questions about how he'd adjust to a role as an assistant coach. What have you seen from him in that regard?
Oh, Danny's been fantastic. He's a real sounding board for Stevie. They've obviously known each other for a long, long time as well. They played together in England. So again, I think having that knowledge in the room, Jonathan Gould's another one, having that type of football knowledge, experience in the room is only beneficial to the whole group.
Your imports, Terry, Gagos, Verstrata, Mai, Moreno, Sakai, they've all worked out, which is, that's not always the case with imports, as you know. I mean, there have been some imports in the A-League who haven't come as advertised. How did you do your due diligence on your foreigners to make sure you got good players and good people?
Yeah, look, this was a little bit different to what we're previously used to, Jason, to be honest, because to bring a foreign player to a club that didn't exist was a bit of a challenge. Obviously, a lot of the selling points in bringing foreigners to the competition is your history and your heritage. Obviously, we didn't have any of that. So again, it's testament to our head of recruitment, Doug Coors, did a lot of work in the background in around this type of player that we wanted to bring in. But more importantly, it's about the people that we bring in. We said that from day one, that we want to fill the building up with good people. And with good people, you can achieve anything. And as you said, all 5 imports are good people. They're here for the right reasons. They want to bring success to Auckland. They want to bring success to this football club and make the supporters in the stands proud of the performances week in, week out. And
one of them came with huge pedigree, obviously, Hiroki Sakai. He's your inaugural club captain. Can you give us an idea of his influence around this playing group?
Yeah, look, Hiroki's incredibly influential in the group. I think it's a very important one for our younger players to take note of what he's actually done in the game, to play 75 times for your country, playing 3 World Cups, playing multiple countries around the world. Obviously his hometown his home country in Japan. He also played in France. He played in Germany. So he's the experience that he brings to the group, the knowledge that he brings to the group, and just the professionalism, both on and off the pitch, is a real. I don't think we'll actually see how important Hiroki is for our football club short term. I think the benefits for our football club will be long term, and the professionalism that he's bringing to the club. And the younger players around the traps like Finn McKinley and Ollie Middleton and Louis Toomey and Jonty Bidwell, Jesse Randall, these young players that are learning their craft and learning their trade, to have someone like Hiroki Sakai in the dressing room is invaluable.
You were going along brilliantly, and then there was that little bump in the road, the 4-0 home loss to Western United. How much of a bump in the road was that, and how, I guess, pleased were you to see the bounce-back performance a week later against the Mariners?
Yeah, look, we've always said it, Jason. We're never getting too carried away with things was going well, and we won't get too carried away when we do have a little speed bump. For us, it's about sticking to the processes, sticking to what works week in, week out. For us, we wanted to see a reaction. We got that reaction when we went to Central Coast. The players refocused, and we went again. So for us, it wasn't a major deal. We know in sport that everything's not going to always go smoothly, and it's not always going to go your way. And likewise, when things are going well, it's about how you react to things. So you can never get too carried away when things are going well, and you can never get too carried away when things don't go the way they are. As long as we can identify areas where we can improve, and as we continue to do day in, day out.
How much of the players and the staff and the everybody at the club, how much are you enjoying the atmosphere at Go Media Stadium for home games?
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like I said before, the work that Nick Becker and all the admin team off the pitch has done to fill up the stadium. The boys absolutely love it. Running out to a massive crowd every week. I think we're leading the crowd at the minute. I think I saw a stat the other day, we're the first club to break 100,000 supporters through the turnstiles this season. So, that's testament to the team that have made the fan experience what it is. To see families, kids, teenagers, everyone turning up on match day. There's something for everyone. We had the beach, we got the inflatables, we got the slide, we got match day experience, we got the Black Nightclub, we got good football on the pitch. So there's actually something for everyone, and just to see the joy on the people's faces and also getting good results helps as well. Indeed.
Director of Football, that is an overarching role that you hold. What takes up most of your time?
Look, obviously in the initial phase was setting up the football department for the men's team. We're now shifting focus to, certainly myself, is to setting up the female programme. So we'll enter the competition this year. So yeah, that's sort of where my focus shifted at the minute. But really, day to day, it's just making sure that everything's running smoothly. If the coaches need a sounding board, if the players need to have a chat about anything, logistically making sure that the team's moving around the country in and out of Australia smoothly, and just generally being here and making sure that the department's running smoothly.
Any unexpected surprises in that role, good or bad?
Oh, look, that's the beauty of football. You're dealing with people, you're dealing with emotions every single day. So that's the beauty of the job, Jason. That never 2 days are the same. There's always something that needs attention. There's always something that needs to be rectified and something that needs to be addressed, which is the beauty of it. But like I said, with good people, you can achieve anything. We've got some fantastic people in this building. And it's just a joy to be here every day.
Well, as I said at the start, one of the undoubted success stories of the last little while is the emergence of Auckland FC. Congrats on your part in that, Terry. All the best for a brilliant 2025. Thanks for taking the time for a chat.
No problem. Thank you very much for all your support, Jason.
No, too easy, Terry. Thanks indeed. Terry McFlynn, Director of Football at Auckland FC, who have entered the new year. I said 5 points clear, actually 4 points clear at the top. Melbourne Victory picking up a point last night in a 2-2 draw with Western Sydney. So 4 points clear, Auckland FC, but they do have a game in hand over Melbourne Victory. They've got a bit of a break actually now. Auckland FC having drawn 0-0 with Victory on New Year's Day. Their next match is next Saturday. It's the long trip to Perth for a match against Perth Glory on the night of Saturday, January 11. Next home game is the following Saturday at Go Media Stadium, which has become their fortress. Apart from that little blip and that loss to Western United, they take on Auckland City. That's on the night or the late afternoon, 5 o'clock of Saturday, January 18. Man, that's going to be a busy old weekend in Auckland with Sale GP on at the same time. Looking forward to that.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.